The warning is sharp, the language is intense, and the message coming out from Tehran is once again putting the global powers on alert. Because Iran is now signaling that the next phase of tension with the United States could move into a far more serious direction. This is Navya Bal, and you're watching TimesXP. Tensions between Iran and the United States are rising again, with senior Iranian military advisors issuing strong warnings about increased American naval activity in the Gulf region. So, Iran says that deployments near the waterways could now lead to a serious consequence, especially in one of the world's most sensitive maritime corridors. One senior advisor has gone far as saying that the Sea of Oman could become a major conflict zone for US naval forces if the tensions continue to rise. But this is not just about the statements, it reflects a deeper strategic standoff. Well, the standoff that is building in the region. Iran argues that any attempt to restrict its maritime routes would be seen as a direct act of escalation. Iranians say that the current restraint should not be misunderstood as acceptance of the external pressure. However, the United States maintain that the presence in the Gulf is necessary for the regional stability and protection of international shipping routes. And that is where the disagreements deepen. Both sides are now locked in a cycle of warning and response, where every single statement increases uncertainty. Iranian officials have also warned that any future confrontation could extend beyond the maritime space, potentially involving a wider regional response through the multiple channels. And at the same time, messages directed at Washington, including comments aimed at the US President Donald Trump. It suggested that rising political and strategic pressure, Iranian figures claim that repeated threats or military pressure would now only increase the instability and could lead to stronger reactions in the future scenarios. What if I say that it is not all? Reports in the Iranian media also suggest that long-range missile development programs are being discussed, although there is no confirmed evidence of that. Of the operational system capable of reaching the distance targets. But still, the rhetoric is there. Even unverified claims are enough to increase the global concerns and trigger the strategic resentments. Because in the international politics, the perception of, it moves faster than the confirmation. And diplomatic communication has completely stopped, by the way. Indirect talks and regional channels are still active, but military messaging is not moving faster than diplomacy. And that creates a dangerous imbalance. An imbalance because when the communication turns into a confrontation, through the messaging instead of negotiation, the risk of a miscalculation rises sharply. So the world now finds itself watching a familiar but increasingly unstable pattern. The pressure, then response, then escalation in the tone, and then action. And that question is no longer just about what is being said. It is about how long the balance is to hold if it shifts into something far harder and much harder to control. What is your take on this? Make sure to comment down below.